These are the best settings on W3 for max FPS, best visual quality, and least input delay. I'll also be covering controller settings and my interface settings. So first things first, we go to our settings tab, starting the graphics tab. If you want the most FPS, you're going to play full screen exclusive. If you switch between monitors, a lot, play full screen borderless. Make sure you have the right graphics card adapter selected. Your refresh rate should be the maximum refresh rate. If you can't change this, go back to full screen exclusive, and this option will open up to you and select the highest. I play at 1440p, and for me, I like to play with my brightness at 60 just so I can see some of those dark corners. This is on. If you are CPU bound, you want to have this as on. If you're GPU bound, which means your GPU is better than your CPU, have this as on. If you're a CPU bound, you want to have it as on plus boost. All this stuff, I have eco mode. You can turn it on low consumption. VSync off. All this stuff off. Go over to the quality tab. I have a custom preset. So I always render my game at 100. I don't want to have my game render in at less because I like my game to look nice. If you guys want to lower your resolution, render res for more FPS, you absolutely can. I don't. I leave mine at 2560 by 1440. I like to use Fidelity XCast at 100 strength. A lot of people like DLSS for more frames. If you like that, by all means, go ahead. I don't think the game looks any better on DLSS. So my VRAM is set to 80. If your game is hitching and stuttering a lot, when it's set to 90, lower it down to 80. And if it's still hitching and stuttering a lot, you can put it down to 70. But I personally have mine at 80. Variable rate shading off. I don't like that on. Texture res. These settings, I'm just going to scroll through it. Pretty much all of them are going to be set to low or off. This is so you get the maximum FPS. If you guys are gaming at 4K, you can by all means raise these settings a little bit. Shadows I have set to very low. This takes up the most VRAM in your game. So when this is set to like something like ultra, it takes up a shit ton of VRAM. You can set it to a very low. Once again, all off, low settings. Water caustics. This is how I actually see people in the water very nicely. If you have it set to off, you can't really like see shadows and stuff in the water. So if you want to go all out and make the water look super realistic, change it to all. Going over to the view tab, I'm going to play this here on 110. This is going to fluctuate change. I'll probably be between anywhere of a 103 to 115 this year. I like to play affected field of view. If you like independent, that's fine. Motion blur off, film grain set to 0. Make sure you guys set this one to least camera movement. You don't want your screen to be shaking a shit ton when there's explosions going on the map. Inverted flashbang. People like the inverted flashbang. I don't. I like to be flashed regularly. Going over to my controller settings. So now this is actually really important. So I'm gonna make sure I have controller vibration off. You guys play on whatever button layout you want to play on. I'm a default 4 paddles player. Make sure when you go to your dead zones, okay? So obviously your left stick and right stick minimum, they should be as low as it possibly can without stick drift. There's some people that play with the right stick minimum set to like 0 or 1. So they're basically having linear inputs, which means whatever you do on your controller is what inputs into the game. I don't really like this. I like to set mine to 4. I'm pretty comfortable with it. But like I said, if your stick drift is probably past like 15 on here, I would consider getting a new controller. And my left stick and right stick max, here's where I'm a little bit different. I like to set mine to 80. If I set mine to 99, my game just doesn't feel as responsive. So when you set it to 80, everything that you do with your thumbsticks, they react instantly. On your left and right triggers, I set mine to 1, as low as I possibly can. I'm going to be playing this here on 6.6, 1.1 multiplier. I'll show you guys that in a second. 6.6, 1.1 multiplier. This advanced stick sensitivity. So if you guys, I'd use a custom sense. If you do not have a custom sense, make sure this is set to 1. If you want to be a little bit faster than your normal 6.6 when you're ADSing, you can bump this up to 1.1, 1.2. Tac stance, I don't plan to use tac stance all that much. I don't really like this feature. Dynamic, in the beta, dynamic was the best aiming response curve for me. If you guys like standard, keep it on standard. I don't think linear is the way to go on this map, especially with a lot of people slide cancel. Here's my custom sense per zoom. So all my low zooms are 1.1 and my higher zooms in the sniper scopes are 1.35. So I'm able to flick on people when I'm able to. Make sure this is set to instant. This is really important as well. So you pull aim assist right away. Obviously, make sure aim assist is on. I like defaults. Some people were playing on Black Ops during the beta. I didn't really feel the difference between any of the 4, or well, precision was pretty bad. But the other 3, I didn't really feel a difference between them. So I'm keeping mine at default for now until we figure out something that's better. In terms of gameplay, automatic tac sprint, I have it on. I don't want to break my controller. Auto move forward off, single tap run. Off, partial off. So this is where people have been freaking out on Twitter about. So there's a slide only option versus a tap to slide option. So the tap to dive only, this is what we were using pretty much this whole past year with Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2. This game, we're able to slide cancel. So they're saying slide only decreases that delay after a slide cancel. I don't really feel it when I was running around in the firing range. So tap to slide is probably what we're going to be using for Warzone 3 when it comes out, so we can parachute off buildings. Slide only is going to be what we're going to be some people are going to be using in multiplayer, but I do think I do see a dive being useful in this game, especially when trying to get out of situations. So I'm going to leave mine on tap to slide. You can put yours on slide only. I would not play tap to dive or dive only on this game just because of the amount we can slide cancel. And you can see the rest of these. Pretty much, this is the other one, the tactical stance, ADS plus down. So the only way tactical stance activates is if you press your ADS button and then the other button, which is the down button on your D-pad in a gunfight, which is what we're not really going to be doing a lot. So until we have to do like camo challenges and stuff, I would just leave this here and leave this one to on toggle. I play prioritize to interact. A lot of people play tap to reload or prioritize reload. That's fine. I'm a Warzone person. I like prioritize to interact. Going over to my audio settings real fast. I'm going to be playing this here on PC speaker. I think this is the best EQ setting for the game right now. Until somebody comes up with something different. This is what I'm going to be using. Master volume, turn off your gameplay music, turn off your cinematic music, keep effects at 100. That's fine. Tinnitus sound, turn on tinnitus sound. You want this so the flashbangs, stun grenades don't sound as loud when they pop next to you. And here's my interface settings. I use a lot of different interface settings compared to other people. So here are my HUD bounds. Naturally, the game is set to like all the way out here. I'm going to lower my HUD in. So if you look in the top left where my where this graph, the M is on the up there, I just lower it in as far as I possibly can. So now my mini map show, I don't have to look all the way up into the top left of my screen to see the mini map because red dots are so important this year. A lot of people confuse me with colors. So like they like my color palette, except I have one difference with my colors. So yes, my teammates are blue. I'm blue. My enemy is bright pink. I would suggest making your enemies a bright color, pink, red, purple, even, just so you can see them. Here's where I'm different. I use neutral red colors. This is because at the beginning of Warzone 2, that's what happened. I use neutral red and contested is white. I would probably flip these so your contested is white and your neutral is white and your contested is red. Personal preference. These are all up to you on your own accord. Color filter. I like color filter too. It's the nicest looking one. We set both to both, and then we put that intensity to 100 so the game kind of pops out a little bit more at you. And square mini maps. If you use a round mini map, you are a weirdo. Please use square mini maps. And then turn on your horizontal rotation. I play with the compass off. When I play Warzone, I play with the compass on. And then crosshairs. Here's the I don't like the center dot personally. A lot of people do to help their centering. I don't really care for the center dot all too much. And my crosshair, I'm gonna set it to static. So whenever you run, the crosshair always stays the same size and it's not bouncing on your screen when you're running and stuff. And that's pretty much the last of it. I'm really excited this year. If you guys didn't see how to get into the game early, make sure you guys check out the short video on my TikTok or my YouTube short, because that's exactly what's gonna work. If you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed. It's free. Comment down below what you got, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.